Hey, all you Atlas Earthlings, welcome back. Bronze Dragon here saying thanks for dropping by. As always, I appreciate your time. We've got an interesting one today, a topic which is on the top of most people's minds who play Atlas Earth. Usually you're playing the game to make a little bit of money. So in this episode, we are going to see what the top players are earning. I did a video about this several months back, and it got a fair amount of play. But I felt like I needed to redo this because the game has moved forward at such a rapid pace. Just to give you an example, back then when I did that video, the top players were in the 40 to 50,000 range, somewhere in there. And flash forward to today, we are getting ready to cross over the 100,000 parcel mark. And by we, I mean our president, U.S. President, Shaman 15, the top player in the game. So I had a request by a viewer to take a look at what 100,000 parcels in game would make you and what the whole situation looks like. So we're going to jump into that. Shouldn't take too long, but I thought it was an interesting topic to look at. Before that, let me say, if you just found this video and you're new to Atlas Earth, Atlas Earth is a mobile game you can play on iOS or Android, and it's based around collecting land, drawing real rent, which you can remove as real money, and do this by just doing things on your phone most of us would be doing anyway, like playing games, doing surveys, things along this nature. So I have a video in my show notes if you want to find out more about the game and how it works and everything. And it's titled Watch This Before You Play Atlas Earth, so you can check it out. If you decide to start playing Atlas Earth, please use my referral code also in the show notes, and you'll get 200 free Atlas bucks, which is enough to buy 2 parcels of land. When you do that, I get 100 out of it as well, so it's a win-win situation. And also, I want to thank everybody who's joined the channel lately. If you haven't joined, please subscribe if you're getting value out of this, and leave a like on the videos that you appreciate, the news being brought to you. And I use those numbers to look at and see what's more popular, what should I cover more of, and such. And also another big news item is this last week I turned on memberships. It was a whole process, but it's in the evolution of my channel. I'm trying to make the channel better, and I'm trying to improve everything. So if you're interested in supporting the channel and getting a membership, check out right after this video ends. I will link a video. It's a short video that tells you about memberships. They're not a lot, but it's enough that will hopefully bring you value, as well as keep me going. Okay, first off, I'm just using round numbers, and I'm using the averages. As always in this game, everybody is going to be slightly different. We're talking about the nice round number of 100,000, so it was very easy math, and I popped that in. There are a lot of variables going on here, but I'm going to assume a few things. At the top end of the game, if you've got over, I don't know, several thousand parcels, I'm going to assume that you're making sure that you're boosting 24 hours a day. Now at that level, you're only getting a 2 times boost, but 2 times is better than 1 times, right? So I'm going to assume you're doing a 24-hour boost. On top of that, I'm going to assume that you also have the full amount of badges. Now that is getting ready to change. They said that this is going to change somewhat in this 2025, no details, but at this time, 105 badges will get you the max boost available, which is 25% at this point. Now, we're not going to talk about the surrounding details. We're going to look after we talk about what this is drawing in as far as profit on a daily basis. We're going to take a rough look at what that price is, as far as if you wanted to outright buy those parcels, buy Atlas bucks to in turn buy those parcels. But as we know, there are a lot of variables around that, because part of the money is not probably outright bought. Part of the money they played the game for, part of the money they brought in from being mayor in numerous places and governor and president in some situations. And a lot of that is incoming revenue in the form of Atlas bucks that helps them build the property up. But first, what we're going to just take a look at and just dive in, and let's see how much they make on a daily basis. So I forgot to put this back over to the USA. But so let's do a refresh here. I just put in the round numbers, what we'd be looking at. 100,000 would be 50,000 commons, 30,000 rares, 15,000 epics, and 5,000 legendaries. And like I said, 105 badges, boosted 24 hours a day, and including all 32 hours of boost. Super rent boost, that is. Now we're going to come down here, and we are going to see that the average is about a little bit over $106 US dollars per day, with the average being $38,797 in some sense. Obviously, this is all just in a generalized. You can't really be exact on this. There's a plus and minus, but this is the neighborhood it would be in. And this goes to kind of address one of the popular questions I get is, why would you want to go in the States? Why would you want to go up above 150? Or if you're in another area, why would you want to go above 70 or 100? Whatever that first tier is. And this is what it comes down to. After you get, as you increasingly go up in the number of parcels you have, it behooves you to get that every single hour of the super rent boost in as much as possible, because that's really where you make your money. So in this case, I said that the average appears to be just over $106 a day. But if you look on your average day, you are only going to be at a little bit over $34 per day. But when you take into account the SRB, you've got $1,141 coming in per 32-hour SRB. Now, as you know, all of us have much fewer, many fewer parcels than what the top level players do, but it's all proportional, right? So you can always say, I can always say that, like I said, after you go over your first tier and your boost multiplier starts going down, it behooves you more and more to get every single hour of that SRB. And I keep re-saying it because it's very important, and that's why I have started saying stay boosted at the end of my videos, because I hear a lot of people in Reddit and stuff, oh, I boost once in a while, or you see a picture of their phone and they're not boosted or something. I'm like, if you're playing this game, you need to be boosted. Okay, so that's what it comes down to. It comes down to 100,000 parcels should get you about almost $39,000 per year. A little bit more, a little bit less, right? Well, 38,000. Now, with that said, let's turn around and take a look at what that may cost. Okay, so I'm over here on the Atlas Earth website where you can buy the bucks, which if you do buy bucks and you choose to, this is the place to do it because you get 10% more for your money versus buying them on the app itself. But like I said, always consider your purchase thoroughly, because purchasing Atlas bucks to turn around and buy land plots ends up having a long payout period. So like I said, I don't consider this game an investment. I do play and I have made a decent amount of money off of it, but I haven't bought Atlas bucks outright with, you know, with my credit card in that time period. Now, with that said, let's take a look. Now, they've introduced a number of larger packages in the last, I guess, 6 months or so. And I know that there are a lot of variables here. In fact, I had mentioned it that in most cases, as you start rising up and you get a lot of mayorships, a lot of governorships, president, or whatever you happen to call them in your area of the world, the Atlas bucks just start coming in more and more. So there's a lot of this that a top player will not have just outright bought. And that's excluding also the other ways you can make Atlas bucks in the game as well, which are very, on a large scale like this, would be very minimal. You know, collecting that 2 Atlas bucks per 20 minutes, very minimal when you're talking to millions of Atlas bucks spent, right? So let's take a look at it. Now, I've got a, let's just, first of all, take a look at the largest portions of Atlas bucks you can buy, and the largest portion here is 3,200,000, and that costs a penny under 100,000 US dollars. Now, I did the math, and the closest thing I could come up with is three of these packages, one of these packages, which is 290,000 Atlas bucks for just a penny under 10,000, and 140,000 Atlas bucks, which is just a penny under 5,000. So I'm just doing a baseline. We're not going to go real in depth, but if you look at it, 100,000 parcels is worth 10 million Atlas bucks. 105 badges is worth 21,000. So just on that principle there, you're looking at 10,021,000 Atlas bucks total. Now, with those packages I mentioned, three of the top packages and then the $10,000 package and the $5,000 package, that gets you just a little bit over what you would need at 10,030,000, and that comes in at a hefty sum of 315,000 US dollars invested. And I think at that point in time, you can say that if you decided to spend this much money on the game, that you're treating it as an investment. Not that I'm saying I would, but I'm sure that these people that are doing this have done the numbers and continue and keep good books on this and everything. And if they're watching this, give me a call out in the comments if I'm wrong about something, if I'm right about something, or if you just want to kind of leave a comment on this. So this is on the same topic, just other end of the spectrum as what a lot of people like to talk about when they first start playing. A lot of people often ask, well, how many parcels does it take to make $1 a day? And that answer is between 800 and 1,000 somewhere. But this is the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And this is what would it take to make, on average, more than $100 a day. So we've answered it. And as you can see, it would take quite a while to pay off that investment. But I think that there's a lot of variables here that we haven't discussed, and there's a lot that we wouldn't have as lower end players have access to figure out, like, hey, if you're president of the United States, how many Atlas bucks are coming in on a weekly basis? You know, if you are governor of 8 different states, plus president of the United States, plus you're the mayor of 100 different towns, how many Atlas bucks does that bring in on a weekly or monthly basis? So there's a lot of variables here, and I'm not saying that these people, once they cross over 100,000, will have spent over 300,000. I'm saying that maybe a large portion of that was, but obviously not 100%. So I thought this was interesting to look at, and somebody in the comments section of one of my videos, sorry I forgot your name, had asked me to take a look at this. So this has been Bronze Dragon with an interesting walk down the lane of seeing how many parcels it would take to make $100 a day. So I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Atlas Earth.